Hey guys, how's it going today so far?
Great.
Excellent.
Oh,
How you doing, Bonnie?
I'm doing great. Good to see you. Greetings from Toronto, where you
I was
guys have tons of fans.
amazing. I was just there shooting for like 5 months.
Oh, what were you shooting, Monica?
It's a spy series that it's another Skydance dealio. It's a spy series with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Comes out
Oh
next year.
yeah, that little actor. Right. Yeah, I think
Have
I
you?
heard
Oh, have you
something
heard of?
about.
Done a few indies. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done a few. Yeah, yeah. Well, good. I hope that he learned a few things from you for sure. Well, here we are talking about the biggest movie in the entire universe, Top Gun Maverick. My God. Okay, Lewis, I mean, when this came out, it was clearly something everybody needed because it was just insane, the response to it. What do you think we all connected with this movie and needed it so bad?
I think that it rides this fine line between taking itself very seriously and also not taking itself too seriously. I think that it has a lot of fun and it has a lot of intensity at the same time. And I think
Yeah.
that marriage is what keeps people in their seats, is like feeling like they left and they got propelled by this beautiful story while also feeling like they just made a bunch of new friends. Um, and I think that was all intentional and all by design. I also think that practically us going up in the planes, however insane that was to do, was very worth it. I think people feel like they're sitting in the cockpit of an F-18, and it's the
Yeah.
closest thing I've ever seen to like merging a like roller coaster ride with a film.
Yeah.
It's really visceral and really hard to beat.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It was so much fun to watch. I saw it twice in the theaters and both times on IMAX. I mean, that feeling, you're right, it's just incredible. Monica, take me back to your first day on set. You're standing there with your castmates. Oh yeah, Tom Cruise is there, John Hamm, whoever, whatever, nothing, nothing special. Do you remember how you felt on that first day? Were you freaking out a little bit?
There were so many, it feels like there were so many first days because there was the first day we all got to go to Top Gun and like bond with each other. There was the first flight we took, which was before we ever stepped on set. Lou and I got to fly in a Cessna together with the aerial coordinator, Kevin LaRosa.
Yeah.
Like that was wild. The first time we met Tom, we watched him fly in 18 and go through his whole brief, and just the intensity of that was like amazing and beyond. And then yeah, like the one of the first days on set, I do remember sitting there and like we were we weren't shooting a part with Tom yet, so he wasn't there yet, but we were like John Hamm was just standing over there and Lou had already worked with him. And I was like, are you gonna say hi? Like I had no chill whatsoever. I was like, are you gonna say hi? And he's like, yeah, like in a minute. Like he's in a conversation. I'm like, okay, cool. Like shoot, like I probably won't say anything. He's like, I did that. Like just, I mean, yeah, there were just all of these moments of like, I don't know, absolutely pinching myself. There was a moment where I was talking with Tom and Jerry Bruckheimer brought out his like gorgeous camera and was like taking photos of the two of us talking to each
Wow.
other. Like what is with like 17 jets behind us? I was like, what is happening? So like a lot of firsts, and
Yeah.
every day, honestly, throughout the 10 months, I feel like every day felt like a whole brand new day, new challenges, just a whole new world.
Yeah, I'm sure. I can't even imagine the experience for all of you. And Lewis, as you said earlier, there was so much extensive training that needed to go into, what you guys were doing. Like you weren't sitting in a little, you were really up there in those jets. What was the most intensive thing that you remember, coming off this shoot and going, did I really do that?
I mean, every day. I mean, I would, come home and have to like recalibrate, being like, was that real? Was that fake? But I think, what we're doing right now, sitting here, Bonnie, Monica, talking on Zoom, just not arguing against gravity, is what humans are born to do. And going up there and in these insane circumstances is so unnatural for us biologically. It is
Right.
something that is incomparable to anything I've ever experienced. And so to do that, to not only do that, but to try and act like you do it as your job, was an incredible challenge. And so, but fighting all these like insane environmental and biological like just shifts, and like being compressed in that way, and having that many tasks to do up in the air while you're like pulling 8 Gs and trying to hold your lunch down, was like a big, huge challenge. It was one of the biggest challenges I think I've ever had to kind of try and get over. And I think that it was also one of the most gratifying experiences in my life, because we did all get there and we did it. And like in the beginning, there was parts where I was like, I don't know if I'm capable of this. I don't know if this is, I like the ground. I like feeling the feet on the ground, and I don't want to do this anymore. And then it was like, eventually grew to love it and grew to be like, look forward to it. And, you know, a lot of that was about our camaraderie and about Tom's enthusiasm for it and his encouragement of us and his like belief in us, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all a piece of cake from here, you guys. Anything you do, it's like, no problem. Now, Monica, twofold question here, because I want to ask you, first off, the pressure of doing all of the stuff that Lewis just talked about, but also representing female pilots, because, females were not allowed to go up until just not too long ago, And so was that added pressure for you just because you are representing that?
Yeah, that was definitely there. I mean, the main thing that helped was just to continuously try to anchor myself with the knowledge that as long as I played the character that was the pilot, that was a friend of Rooster, that had, knowledge of how dangerous Hangman can be, and, becoming a friend of Bob, like, I had an important part as a character, and the part where I was a woman, I take care of that. I, am biologically, and I identify as a woman, and that's it, and I think that's how it really did help to talk to women pilots in the military, who essentially said the same thing, that they were like, at the end of the day, I'm not a female pilot. I'm just a pilot. And I want it to be known that I'm good at what I do. And, they earned all of the respect that they have by being incredible at what they do. And that's really it. So, it wasn't lost on me that there was a big responsibility. And I think, Tom and Joe and, everyone involved with this movie, it was very important to them to make her as strong as possible.
100%.
But also, you kind of have to let go of the idea that you're going to like please every woman with, one female character. So I think I'm just happy that specifically female aviators, but also just like, women out there have had any connection to her like that. When all is said and done, that's like the most gratifying part of having done this film, that women are like, oh man, cool. Like I can see myself in someone in this movie.
Absolutely. 100%. I agree with you. Okay. So just to wrap it up, Lewis, not that you haven't had some great role modeling from your amazing dad, Bill, like who I've had the pleasure of interviewing so many times over the years. What an amazing man he is. But I want to know not what you've learned from him over the years. What did you learn most importantly that stuck with you from Mr. Tom Cruise?
He has a relentless inability to settle for mediocrity. He is always searching for how can we not make this good, but how can we make it great? How can we even like not make it great, but make it unforgettable and historical? And even in the smallest scenes, he's searching for that magic thing that's going to just crank it up a notch, that makes it elevated and different and new. And it's like untiring. It's a gear in him that is like really inspiring to watch, and really was really inspirational, because it's kind of like then, when you're around something like that for so long, for 8 months, him constantly trying to figure out, let's not settle. Let's not be complacent. How can we make this better? How can we take it up a notch? Like that becomes a voice in your head as you continue on working that I hear from him is, you know, is like, if I'm ever getting in it lazy in a scene, or I'm like, you know, I can snap out of it and be like, no, God, no. I can hear Tom be like, how are we going to make this intense? How are we going to make this like dynamic? How are we going to make this new? And like, that is pretty, you know, that's invaluable, you know.
Absolutely. Something that I'm sure you'll both take with you for the rest of your life on every shoot that you're probably going to go on from here on
Yeah.
in, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for your time today. You're both so fantastic in this movie. I can't say enough about it. I just loved it so much. And people can now enjoy it in their own homes. And, you know, I think they're going to have to build big, giant screens in their homes to really get that big full effect.
Yeah, we encourage that. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. But thank you so much for your time, guys. And have a good rest of your day today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.